Good morning. Hey, good people. How y'all doing? You feeling good? Good. Okay, I'm not even going to tell y'all about my next guest because if you don't know this icon, you have been living under a rock, okay? Give it up for the godmother, ultimate godmother, and the gift to this planet, our beloved friend, Bethann Hardison. Woo! Oh, have a seat. Okay. How you doing? Here we go. I'm absorbing this moment. We're talking to a living legend, y'all, so I got to start with a big one. True or false, because this is life lessons with Bethann Hardison. Women can have it all, true or false?
Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
Why not? Okay.
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it depends on what neighborhood you're playing in.
Fair.
That's for sure.
Okay. What's the best advice for a life well lived? Because you live well.
Yeah, I once again, it comes to where you are coming from, where you've grown up in, and where you're living at the time. I've been very lucky because, unlike most of you, I've never worked in a corporation. So I think coming up in the garment industry, working in the industry like I have, it's a little bit more forgiven in many ways. So a life well lived is that you just don't even know that you're living it well until you look back. That's the thing. And I think I've been very lucky to be able to just do certain things. And I think coming up as a latchkey kid as a kid and being independent as a child, you sort of build your road along the way. You don't even know that you are that person until you get to the almost to the end of it. And I like really very much being free to do the things I do. I'm told all the time, oh my God, I want to have a life like yours. Oh, I want to have that freedom. Oh, look how you travel. Look where you live. You hear that, but it was never set out to do it. That's what's been so nice about it.
Love it. How do you allow for joy or to create space for it, right? Even in the work and the revolution, as many women in here are trying to do, how do you allow space for joy?
Well, you got to have a good sense of humor. I think it comes back to believing in the other guy and trusting that, you don't have to feel so like many people sometimes really don't respect the other and feel the other is coming upon them like in a bad way. Like when I approached the industry, I really believed that I had to believe that it wasn't racist in order for me to approach it. I had to approach it in a way that thinking they were just ignorant. I had to think to myself that they can be, if you just show them and tell them that they're going down this road, they're going to respond in a different way. And they did. That's because I believed. Now, if I'd gone in with a heavy hand and like, down with so-and-so, then of course, I don't think I would have gotten the same results. So you have that kind of also, that's joy. When you have faith in something and you're really coming in with a good attitude, it works out a lot of times. But once again, I don't work in corporations.
Faith and a good attitude. I love that. All right, for the folks that don't know, Bethann is one of the most amazing women that I have met in the past year, and you are so convicted in who you are. So for the folks listening, who is Bethann?
Oh, you have to see my film.
Watch Invisible Beauty, everyone.
See Invisible Beauty, because I think it tells a little bit more about me, because I learned a lot about me from the film. I learned, once we completed the film and Frederick, my co-director, had put together 7 hours, got it down to 4 hours, and I had the opportunity of seeing those 4 hours. It gave me the chance to see that I had a story, because I didn't think I had a story. I mean, I was just busy doing the work, right? And so to see it and to see how he and the other editors were able to put it together in that way made me realize a lot. Still, to hear people be so inspired by me, or I'm learning too more now than I did before. Like before, you're just doing the work, you're hanging out, you're having a good time, you're growing up, and you know when people ask you, please come back from Mexico and come, we got a problem in the industry. that means you're the one. You know, you're the one who can do this. And so these are things that you know, and so that becomes that person that you are. You learn who you are as you live it. I don't think you always know. Do you? Do you think you know who you are right now? Okay, good. You answered that very well.
Well, we're going to have some fun now and bring out a little bit of tequila for this next part because we can't go further with rapid fire without a little bit of tequila.
My reputation really lives in front of me. Look how much they brought. It's like a half a glass of water.
Okay, let's take a sip before this.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
I don't click, so there's no.
Okay.
Oh God. Oh.
Oh, okay.
It's not fair. Wait a minute. I have a whole picture. I'll go to Laguna real nice. Merry Christmas.
All right, now we're going to pull back the curtain and have some fun questions that only girlfriends would share, okay? And get into some quick, rapid fire questions. As rapid as you can, but take your time if you want to. Okay. What is your calling?
My calling. That's a very good one. I'm always playing in the field of compassion, so I guess that's my calling.
Compassion. I love that. What is the one thing most women would be surprised to learn about you?
That I like young men.
That you like young men. Oh, that got them excited. That got them excited. Us talking about men. Okay. We should have started with men, Bethann.
They're listening now. They're listening.
All right. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Happy. Determined. Good dancer.
Okay. Favorite movie? Yes, you can clap for that. Favorite movie and why?
You know, I have a lot of favorite movies, from Spartacus to what was that Brad Pitt was so beautiful in Legends of the Fall. I mean, I love so many movies, but there's some movies that just stay with you. You can remember the name, like, thank you for doing that.
Yes.
Yeah, like that movie was like something. But then again, you know, there's a lot of films out there I like. So
Okay.
it's hard to say.
I love it.
Spartacus when I was a kid. Bambi, of course. And the Red Shoes, of course.
That's a good
Things
one.
like that.
Love it. What song makes you dance like nobody's watching? And I've seen you dance.
Salsa. Salsa is. Salsa.
Okay.
I mean, hip hop is cool and all that, but there's nothing like salsa. I go I put classic salsa on in the kitchen. I cook. I'm dancing. That's the only time that I really feel I'm having fun. People say, "Oh, you had fun last night." No matter what I'm doing, wherever I go, I think, fun is a very special word. They throw it around so much like talent. And love, I love you, or my friend. All those words people throw around so easy. Fun is when I'm dancing salsa.
Okay. Okay. Favorite trait about yourself?
Favorite trait?
Yes.
Favorite trait? I don't know that.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, what would you think?
I love how convicted you are and stern you are and who you are.
Oh, well, one thing for sure, I'm real.
You are real.
Yeah, I do tell things like it is. And
That's right. Very direct too, y'all.
Very direct, that's true.
Okay, happiest moment professionally. You have a span of a career, but what's the happiest moment?
I think one of them, there's many, but one of them is when I got the CFDA award. I mean, I really actually, you know, I never thought that would happen because I was busy beating up the international and the national industry. And I was in a radio studio, and I want to tell you the story because
Yes, tell me.
I was, and Naomi was there, and she was getting ready to do something, and Dionne Van Furstenberg was coming down the hall, and she was saying, "Is Bethann here? Is Bethann here?" And yeah. And as she got to the studio where we were, she said, "You're getting the CFD award." And I had been being told by different people along the way, you know, CFD should give you an award. I said, "They're never going to give me an award because you're like, you're busy smacking everybody around to get them to do the right thing." But when I heard that, that was the first, I mean, I really, and I've gotten many awards, and I was very impressed with having the Frederick Douglass Award. But hearing that I really actually made such a difference that even those that I had reprimanded so strongly felt I deserved this because I had changed the industry, that really was emotional. And I remember having such emotion, and I went to Naomi, she said, Mom, we did it, You know, it's really great.
Awesome. Love that. Love that. So I'm in my 30s. What was...
I'm in my 30s too.
Right, you are. You are. What is your happiest moment in your 30s?
I think watching maybe a different world. I don't know how old I was because I don't keep up with my age in that way. But I think watching my son being in a different world and having that program be so effective in America and helping young people go to college, I think that was... And I'm not one of those proud mamas. I'm hardcore to the end. But in the end of the day, I was very proud of that moment. And I could say that in my 30s, that was a great moment to watch how that television show did so well.
It did. And fun fact, that show, A Different World, is the reason why I went to a historically Black college and university. So thank you for your contribution.
Thank you for hearing.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, if you weren't doing what you were doing, what profession other than what you're doing would you try?
Well, I think I don't have a lot of ambition, so I know. It sounds real wild when you know what I've done and stuff, but it wasn't bent out of ambition. I've always wanted to have like a work in a bookstore. You know, I don't read or anything. I used to in the 70s, it was very cool to read, you know, but I don't read. But I like to have a bookstore that has flowers, and I would do that. I would want to, I'd want to be that because, coming up in the garment district, you're not ambitious about being anything. Being a model, people made you do it. Have a model agency, people made you do it. It wasn't ever like, I want to do. No. Please straighten out this industry, people made you do it. There's nothing I've actually went off and said, I want to do. I mean, this book, I have to do it. The film, other people made me do it. It's a constant. So I think really I really always wanted to just lay back because no one's angry in a bookstore, you know what I mean? And also, like you think about a bookstore, like you go if you work in retail or something, people get mad if their Chanel bag didn't come in and they're angry at this is like a mellow job, I think.
Okay, this is a fun one.
And I think sometimes when I'm in Marrakesh, I keep telling my guy there, I said, we should have a coffee shop and a little bit of flowers and some books.
I would love to go to a bookstore with you. This is a fun one, guilty pleasure?
That?
Tequila?
What's a guilty pleasure? I mean, give me an idea what a guilty... I always hear that expression. I don't know what it means.
I eat a lot of sweets, so that's a guilty pleasure for me.
No, boy. No, I don't do that. Used to be potato chips.
Okay, that's fair.
That used to be.
I understand that one.
Yeah.
All right, this is a fun one, too. If we peeked inside your bag, what would we find inside?
If you looked inside my bag, what would you find? Cocoa butter, lipstick, a lip gloss. What would you find in my bag? No condoms. I just want to put that out there because I know you're thinking, young boy, yeah. No. Just keeping you straight. Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know what's in my bag. I mean, I can look, but who knows?
Okay, no condoms. Okay. What was the last thing that you Googled?
I can't believe I said that. I'm just trying to entertain the crowd.
You told everybody the other night to Google A Different World. So what's the last thing that you Googled?
That's the thing. I don't Google. I mean, okay, that's not true. I don't Google. I tell people not to Google. When we're sitting at a table, we can't remember something, I try to tell anyone around, stop with the Google, use the brain. This is a muscle that is dying. Look, I'm going out this mother trying to remember shit, you know what I mean? No, me boy. No, me boy. That Google shit is dangerous. I tell kids, I tell kids, we do a lot of teenage screenings, and I tell kids, do me one favor, start with the Google, go to the library, because one thing about Google, if you don't have the question, you ain't gonna get an answer. But if you go to the library, you can learn things that go on and on. So Google, the only thing I have to admit, on the sideline, no one's to tell anybody that I've said this, I do Google when I have to speak Spanish. I have to look up a word.
Understood. Thank you for that. Use your minds, not Google, okay? Best compliment you've ever received?
I still, when people think that I'm nice to look at, or they say all the time, "Oh,
you are nice to look at."
Well, you don't grow up thinking that,
That's fair.
I never had. Well, let me be clear. I was never insecure. That's one thing. I don't want you to get that confused. But you don't grow up with an ego like, "I'm so good looking." No, you don't do that. But when people say, "You're so pretty," or I always go, "Really? Oh, thank you." Because there's a long line of what could look pretty. So to me, when I hear someone say that, I'm always like taking especially when women say it to you, like, "Oh, who said that to me and really was impressive was Idris Elba's wife." Oh, you was so funny. Well, obviously you like her too, so she told you were pretty. You feel pretty good too, right? She looked at me. She said, "You're so beautiful." I thought, whoa. I went home and thought about that a lot.
Really?
I thought, okay, and it takes you to get to this age of your life. And I think sometimes there's a younger generation of a person who really appreciates and, can really appreciate the beauty of you, and you get to a certain age. And, you get to a certain age and you're still doing it. It's inspirational to another.
I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Okay, this is a big one. What's on your bucket list?
I've never had a bucket list.
Never?
No, I don't believe
the
in
answer. Okay, she doesn't believe
It's
it.
like Googling. I mean, bucket. But also I'm a nonconformist, so if someone says bucket list, I say I definitely don't have that. Because I'm just a snob. So in the end of the day, I won't say what everybody else is saying. It's being a nonconformist. So if everybody's doing it, I don't do it. I've never had any bucket list. I seem to live life going through it and never had to wonder about wanting to have it. I seem to get there, That's an interesting thing too, like having a home in Mexico. I didn't want to do that. It just, the time came and it was able to do it. Or, spending all the life in America. Everybody wants to go to Morocco, That's on everyone's bucket list,
right?
Quote unquote. No, I don't have that. I have things I just want to wake up feeling good and keep going till I can complete this, make this film a legacy, leave a legacy so that when you die, people don't say, "What was that woman's name again?" No, I don't want that. I want to hopefully young people, 30-year-old people with gray hair and not gray hair can remember because of the things I leave behind. That's something that's like a tangible thing, like a foundation, a building. I mean, I'm just that thoughtful right now. So that's the kind of thing I like. That would be what you would consider a bucket list.
I love that. And that answers my legacy question. You just answered that. Yes, thank you. What woman inspires you most or inspired you most in your career?
It was always like Sojourner Truth, or I almost said Sojourner Weaver. No, no, it was always, for me, it was those who sort of had the courage to free others. I was always impressed with that as a kid, someone who would keep risking their life and running back, and I was a big fan of someone like Sojourner Truth.
I love
her feminine attitude.
Love it, love it. What have you learned from listening to new voices, next leaders, and next activists? Because you work with a lot of young activists. So what have you learned from them?
That they actually have the courage, and they have a calling, especially in the environment world. I'm on a board, the Green Carpet Fashion Awards. And the young women I meet there that are all about the environment, I mean, that's so impressive to me. To sit and listen to how young people are really trying to do something about the planet. That's most impressive to me. You know, fashion, it doesn't impress me at all. I mean, at all. And I don't, beauty and all that, I think, come on, let's just have enough confidence and push past go. But the things that we're trying to save that really need saving is what impresses me the most. And I think, you know, what I did with trying to make people understand diversity. And when I say diversity, I mean black, white, yellow, brown. Please diversify at all times. That's very meaningful because it should be that way. That's the way we walk around the world. That's how we learn from each other. But how these kids are trying to fight for the planet and sustainability, that's most impressive to me. And I also care for those who want to straighten out, like, you know, certain local laws that are happening. Surely anyone who's going to fight against the things that happen against women, all those things, the police brutality, all that yet matters. But I get the chance to meet those who are, you know, fighting for the planet that we live on. So that's impressive.
Awesome. Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. All right, we're going to talk to the audience. This is
Oh,
you
yes,
telling.
that's my favorite thing.
Tell them, I mean, we've been here for a few days now, so what's one singular takeaway for all of us? Talk to them directly about what we need to do next, woman to woman. Talk to the
That
audience.
was hard. I thought you were going to ask me questions. All right, so this is hard. You know, look, I'm so impressed with what you have done. Number one, just being in this environment, who you've actually got to come here, it's like a secret. Like you sneak them in the back door or something, right? Because you don't know who you're going to see. When you see just who what the topics are going to be on the agenda, you don't know who actually is going to be there to have that conversation. I think it's very important that you get this opportunity to hear what other people think, what other people have experienced, and to help guide you, like with Judith. You know, I used to know her back from, you know, MTV was major back in the day for me too. And so to hear someone like that talk about her journey in that world is really, really important. So I think for all of you who are all of it and doing more about it, God bless you, because it is not an easy road. I mean, really, really, really. I don't want anybody to really feel like, don't beat up on yourself so much either, please, because a lot of people do. You know, they just don't look at the other guy. Run your own race. That's the other thing, please. You know, and the lighter the load is another one of my favorite things I say. The lighter the load, the freer the journey. Lighten shit up. Don't always feel you got to carry everything. And those kids, fuck those kids. No, I mean, they really can get on your nerves. Let them know it. That's really important, I think. And shut them down. Shut them down. If you don't shut them down, guess what takes over? They take over. And then what are you going to have? Some angry kid slamming the door, telling you can't come in their room and stuff. No, me boy. That's when you give them the invoice to pay rent. Those are things I think that's important. So that you can be, as a woman, a little lighter, you know, just a little lighter. Just let people know it's a struggle, and they should see it. That's for sure. And be nice to your husbands. Really, I mean, they're not the smartest puppies in the kennel. And they really need your understanding. I know Iman always says I always take up for the guys, but somebody's got to. So please consider that they're just doing the best they can. I think that's pretty much it. And let's have conversations that we don't agree with each other, but we still can have those conversations. That would be real cool, wouldn't it? If I could talk to you about what I feel about Palestine and you could talk about what you feel about Israel, wouldn't that be nice? And you wouldn't get mad at me and want to kill me and shit. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, that would be real nice.
One more sip.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, Bethann Hardison, give it up. We're gonna take, you wanna take your tequila?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You wanna take your tequila? I got you. I got you.
Thank you. Oh, thank you very much.